I had an enjoyable time. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was fine. At least it wasn't Morbius. At least it wasn't Madam Web.
I had a real problem with the codexes.
There just felt like there were so many random, side characters and side plots. Greetings, Palaxians! Today on the Bounty Board, we're talking Venom: The Last Dance, featuring a very special guest. So kick up that warp drive and let's punch it.
Welcome back to the Guardians of the Palaxy podcast, everybody. My name is MT, and I'm here with three of my amazing friends, Whitney, Brett, and Venom Horse. What's going on?
Venom Horse. Venom Horse is here today.
We are a big fan of you, MT.
Wow.
We love heavy spoilers.
Oh my God, you guys have the internet all the way over at Clintar? That's incredible. That's an incredible reach.
Crazy. Have you ever watched Whitney Vision? Do you like me or just MT?
I don't know who you are.
All right. No, that makes sense. I'm a lower tier on the YouTube scale. That makes sense. No, that's totally fine. I don't hate you or anything. So Venom, boys, and when I say boys, I mean all three of you. How'd you feel? How'd you guys feel about Venom?
Honestly, same.
Sure, you were in the movie.
Legally, I can't say anything, but
contractually,
he has to say it's his favorite movie he's ever performed rodeo in.
Do you think I'm going to win the Oscar?
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Oh, Venom, The Last Dance is Oscar bait for sure. There's no way you're not taking home the gold, buddy. We believe in you.
But no, you two saw it the most recently. So, what do you guys think of the movie?
We just got back from the movie. We watched an 11:30 a.m. screening because do you want to know why? 11:30 a.m. screenings are about $10 cheaper than regular screenings, and I was not about to pay $25 to go see Venom.
Wow.
So I was like, fuck it. We're doing the $13 show at 11 a.m.
$10 cheap. Last time I checked, I thought it was $5 cheaper, but now it's just so much more expensive to go see it at night. That's crazy.
It's so crazy to go see it at night. It was going to be $25 a ticket. And I was like, fuck that. Not for Venom. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Venom, but I don't have that much money for you. However, I am glad that I saw Venom. I did have a good time watching it, but that's also because I like bad movies. It was fun. It was a bad movie and it was so stupid. It was really fun. I did have an enjoyable theater experience. How about you guys?
It's tough with these movies, right? Because I feel like I'm always super charmed by them, you know? And it's just halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh, you know what? Everyone was wrong. This movie is good. I'm enjoying it. It's not smart. It's super dumb. But it's super charming. And then by the end, you're just like, what a mess. What were they thinking? Why?
Yeah, it's a lot of decisions were made, and I don't understand why. It was just absolutely nuts.
They
did make those decisions.
Gosh darn it. And we have to at least respect that decisions were made indeed.
Oh, I guess I should talk about what I thought. I thought, same feelings, man. I had an enjoyable time. I thought it was fun. And I thought it was fine. But I didn't think that it was anything fantastic. And it was definitely bad at some parts, good at some parts, but overall it's just it's Sony. So it's just
yeah, it's just a Sony.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Morbius, at least it wasn't Madam Web. So that's the only.
It was way better than those.
Yeah, MT and I were talking, and I was on a scale of 1 to Morbius, it was a 5. It was nowhere near as bad as Morbius. It was nowhere near as bad as dying in the Amazon when I went there to research spiders. Those two were way worse. Don't get me wrong. Venom was absolutely, if I had to fuck, marry, kill those movies, I would marry Venom: The Last Dance because that's the only one.
That's the
only one I think I can never rewatch.
Exactly. The Venom movies, they're definitely rewatchable, but I feel if you have to turn on your 2007 brain and just be there's no good Marvel movies that exist. So this is going to be the best Marvel experience that I have.
That's literally what Brett said when we came out of the theater. He was like, well, that felt like an early 2000s superhero movie. It sure did.
Those old comic book movies aren't great, but like if you're into that flavor, like they're very enjoyable. It's just something you put on the TV on like a Saturday and you don't really watch it and you like bond with your dad a little bit. Like they're nice, like vanilla action flick.
You talk to your dad for the first time in 12 years.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, hold on. I got a cough.
Feeling hoarse?
I'm a little bit hoarse.
There, buddy.
It's legit. But yeah, no, let's get into like the overall story of this movie because like, you know, it feels very Knull centric, which is like, I did not think that we'd see Knull as much as we did in this movie, but like he doesn't really leave the chair at all. Which is like, I guess the point.
He's a sit down boy. He's a recliner boy. He's in his lazy boy in space and he doesn't want to get up. Yeah. No. So MT, here's my biggest question. So I think that if anyone knows the answer to this, you do. If not, I don't know. I can Google it. But when they do that opening scene with Knull and he's just kind of talking to basically the audience, is that like a frame by frame stolen from the comics? Do you know if that scene, like if that exact scene happens in the comics?
Wait, the opening or like the ending?
Yeah. The opening when he's like in the chair and he's like talking to all of the aliens and he's like, all right, now go to the earth. And he starts opening the portals.
I don't think the portal thing is from the comics.
The research that I have done since we have left the theater, Whitney, is pretty much none of it is exactly from the comics. It is a very bad adaptation.
Then I guess my question is not for MT. My question is for the writers and producers of this movie, which is, bro, what the fuck? That was the heaviest fucking exposition I've ever heard in my life. Like he was just explaining it to the audience. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to those aliens? Because they can't speak English, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You're having a conversation with no one. And again, I'm also like, Knull, why do you speak English? You've been around since before the universe was created. Why are you speaking English? Whatever. But I just thought that it was so egregious. There was so much egregious exposition, especially towards like the front half of the movie. And I felt like I was like slowly going insane because of how much they kept telling me without showing me jack shit.
Right. And I like part of me feels like Knull was added in like during reshoots. Like I feel like they had a completely different plot that like could have possibly involved like the xenophages and all that and like them coming from Clintar. But like they probably did not originally have Knull in the script until like a little bit later when they were like, oh man, this movie kind of sucks. We need something to get people excited. We need a
bigger bad boy.
Yeah.
Well, so there are like a lot of pieces of the movie that kind of feel like they don't really click together, right? Like the stuff about like, Eddie, you want to be a dad, Eddie. And it's like,
yeah, why did we randomly get like a fatherhood speech in the middle of this movie? I am pretty sure that fatherhood was like the last thing on anyone's mind in that gigantic alien fucking fight scene, except for Martin. Martin always has fatherhood on the brain. But besides Martin, that was unnecessary.
There were rumors of like an earlier Venom script where he was like taking care of a baby Peter Parker. And it would make sense if that was like kind of a remnant from that like bled its way into this final product.
Okay, so you're telling me that he went to the hospital in Madam Web and he stole Emma Roberts' unnamed baby, who we know is Peter, but they couldn't tell us that it was Peter in the movie. Is that what you're saying?
According to the rumors, it was supposed to be a 10-year-old Peter that he was protecting the entire movie.
Wow.
It was like a baby Grogu Venom situation.
That's fine. I love the idea of Grogu Venom, but also that does not make fucking any sense with the Madam Web timeline.
Oh, it sucks, yeah.
Exactly. Like considering that Madam Web took place in like what, the early 2000s, 90s or something like that?
Yeah, 2004.
So like 2014, like Venom 3 would be a 2014 ass movie. Like that's so weird.
Those were the rumors.
And 2014 a random year to do a movie about like 2014. It's not like 1995. It's not like 1987. It's just 2014, and that's the year we need to highlight. in this film. It was a very important year. So many things happened. None of
my
which
graduation year. That's the only thing that I was gonna like about that year.
What a little baby!
Yeah,
a little baby MT.
So I was excited for Knull and like excited to see what they were going to do with it, but like he just never leaves the chair. He just sends these xenophages after Venom because him and Venom have this codex connection after Venom died in the first Venom movie.
Okay, that's the other thing. So Knull is older than the known universe, and the first thing he did was invent GPS. Like what? Like he just put like a Find My iPhone tracker in a symbiote and was like, "This is the best. This is what's going to unlock my cage someday." Yeah. Like what?
I had a real problem with the codexes.
I have so many just questions. They just were not explained well at all. They don't make sense. What do they do? It's Find My iPhone, but for an alien.
Despite how I look, I don't really know much about like the Venom runs in the comics.
Oh my God. You don't know anything about your race?
No.
Wow.
Listen, I live it. I don't need to read about it.
Have some respect for your heritage, man. Jesus Christ.
We're really disconnected, Eddie. But like in the comics, a codex is formed pretty much whenever a symbiote bonds with someone. So they're like pretty much everyone has a codex.
Right.
Which makes way more sense than being like when you die and then a symbiote bonds with you when you're dying, you get like a soul stone inside of you that will unlock his cage. And it's like, according to the logic of the movie, wouldn't it make more sense if the xenophages like tortured someone, killed them, then bonded a symbiote to them and then just brought them back to Knull?
Yeah, because why wouldn't you just do that? Like if you were one of those aliens, why wouldn't you grab a guy, grab a symbiote, kill the guy, make the symbiote attach, and then boom, you have your codex. Like that would be so much easier.
But it has to be a black widow, right?
Pretty simple.
It has to be a black symbiote, right?
It has to be?
I think that's what they said at one point. It's like it has to be a black one.
So it couldn't be any of the other ones.
Yeah, it couldn't be any of the other like greener.
I mean, there's probably more than one black symbiote though, right?
Yeah, like originally in the comics, like I think his whole prison is supposed to be black symbiote prison, the entire planet. So it's just like, why was that so hard? Why is Venom the only symbiote out there that has ever bonded with a living being? Like, it doesn't really make sense.
It's just early 90s movie nonsense.
It's just 2014 movie logic
100%.
where you're just like, well, I guess that makes sense. Because, yeah, it does make more sense if it's like, oh, only the black symbiotes can carry a codex.
Does it, though?
I don't know. I didn't think that was that clear in the movie. I kind of got the vibe that it was just the part where you die and then attached to a symbiote is the important part, not the color of the symbiote. Like that's how I felt when I was watching it. I maybe I'm just confused, but I was like, why don't they just use any of these other ones?
The only reason why I remember is because I laughed when what's it called? I think it was Venom or someone said the black one, and I was like,
it was Toxin. Yeah, Toxin was like,
Toxin, yeah,
save the black one.
The black one. I was like, that's so funny.
Speaking of Toxin, I did like that they made him like a mermaid.
Yeah,
well, I thought that was really beautiful.
Toxin was beautiful.
Time out. Was that technically Toxin? Because like I think they said that like they found him with his symbiote removed, and then they just injected the green one that they had into him. So like technically that wasn't Toxin. It was just some random green symbiote that organization had. Toxin is out there somewhere, just chilling. Okay, cool. I don't even know where he's at.
That explains why he doesn't look like Toxin at all.
Yeah,
exactly.
That explains that. Well, you see how confused we are, and we just watched this movie.
Exactly. Like, why would you set up Toxin in Venom 2 and then not have him show up at all in the sequel? And like you don't have a Venom 4 planned, and like we're not going to be in that universe for very long. I don't know.
I'm so confused about so much of this film.
It's okay. It wasn't meant to make sense. It's just Sony.
So how do we feel about all of the other symbiotes, though? Because like we can kind of like play some of them. Some of them seem like they were completely created for the movie. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be Scorn at the end or if it was supposed to be Agony.
Right. I felt the same way.
Why is it also she has the same exact origin story as the Flash?
Yeah. Why does she? Why does Juno Temple have the Flash's origin story?
Especially since like heat and sound are like the enemies of symbiotes. Like lightning is literally you're supposed to be your biggest weakness. So like, why do you have lightning power?
That's a light and a sound all at once.
Seriously.
Like, come on.
So I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you guys trying to make this Venom symbiote into a Flash? Like, I don't know.
And speaking of that character, I'm so sorry. I love Juno Temple. I think that she's an amazing actor. I loved her so much in Ted Lasso, and she's perfect. And I am saying this so gently, baby girl. That is the worst American accent I have ever heard in my life.
Wait, she's not American?
No. So she's very, very British she has like a thick British accent, like a really thick one. And the whole like opening like 2 scenes of the movie, woof. You could see the British coming out, like seeping out of her pores as she was speaking. It was like the British inside her was her own Venom trying to get out. It was a lot. Baby needs to work on her accent real bad, but she's an amazing actor and I love her very, very much. And I am saying this with so much love in my heart. I love you, Juno. Please don't be mad at me.
Her whole character was very cringe to me. Like, again, no offense to Juno Temple. I'm sure she's great in other roles. But like her flashback with her brother, I'm just like, where is this leading to? Like the entire time before like she gets to the powers, I'm like, what? Why are we doing this? Like, why do we keep flashing back to this?
There just felt like there were so many random like side characters and side plots where it's like, why the fuck was that in this movie? Like, why is the brother flashback in the movie? I'm sorry. Why are there a family of alien hunters in that movie? They did not need to be there at all for any reason. Loved Martin. Martin, great vibes, solid vibes all around. But there was just like backstories where it was like, why do I need this backstory? I'm sorry that you and your brother got struck by lightning. That really sucks. But it is the exact same origin story as the fucking Flash.
Yeah, And speaking of Martin, like that was a really fun cameo by a former Spider-Man actor. Is it Rhys Evans? I can never say his. I've never heard his name.
Evans. Yeah.
Rhys Evans. There we go. Rhys Evans, who played the Lizard, another like one-armed character from Spider-Man's past, who took the Lizard serum to try to grow himself another arm. It turned out terribly, and so it is so weird to see that like he's like they decided to make him a different character in this universe, but like they also did it for Mordo.
Yeah, Mordo
was in Ejiofor. I think it was very intentionally meant to make this universe distinctly different from the Andrew Garfield universe, because that was still up in the air, ever since, this Venomverse started popping up, because like, there were references to Morbius and, other type of characters in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So like, I guess his casting was meant to like solidify that the Venomverse and Andrew Garfield's universe are completely different, and Andrew Garfield is not here in any way. That's the only good thing about Martin that I liked.
Yeah, I think that Martin had great taste in music. I mean, they were playing Bowie, they were playing Cat Stevens. I support that. I love Cat Stevens. I love David Bowie. They're two of my faves.
As much as like I was making fun of like the fact that there was this weird like fatherhood arc, the Space Oddity scene is probably my favorite scene in the movie. And I thought it was going to come back later at the end in a more important way.
Right.
Where like Venom was going to get ripped from Eddie and like brought back to Clintar. And like they still would have their like hive mind, and he could like do a like ground control to Eddie.
Yeah.
And he's like, just do like a Space Oddity thing with it. And I thought, oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be cool. And then nothing happened.
Nope. Didn't do that.
We just sang a song in a car.
It's just a road trip song to these bad boys.
Like, I feel like, I mean, this is completely like my own like, hypothesis, but like before the Knull editions, I feel like there could have been another like an allusion towards that song towards the end of the movie before they removed it for like, I don't know, Knull type purposes. Cause like, I definitely agree. Like when that moment came up, I was like, oh no, they're setting up for like a really emotionally impactful thing towards the end of the movie that was gonna like, hint towards, Eddie and Venom's departure or the dissolvement of their relationship. But like nothing happened.
Did you guys want them to kiss at the end?
Yes, I wanted them to kiss.
When Venom was out?
It's weird that they didn't kiss.
I really wanted a smooch.
I wanted premarital, full-on premarital sex.
Full on premarital, because when you marry your symbiote and then you're allowed to have sex with them under the law of the Lord.
That's
the Lord
what God
allows
wanted.
You to fuck an alien, but only after you're married.
They moved in together before they were married. Like, that's a sin.
That's living in sin, baby. You can't live in sin. Illegal.
I was sad when, Venom and Eddie, were sort of like saying their goodbyes and all that stuff. Because like I do, as much as like these Venom movies aren't that great, I really do love their dynamic. That's the best part of those movies.
That is the absolute best part of those movies. I 2000% agree.
And like, that's the only reason why I was excited for this movie, because like I sort of missed Venom after a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, what are you up to, Cookie Monster? Like, let's talk.
Let's talk, Cookie Monster. What's up with you? Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, like it was super sad to see like them say goodbye, but like we've seen him survive in the first movie, like that huge rocket blast. Like Venom can take. I don't know why everyone's pretending that Venom can't take fire, because like he can totally take fire. He's totally fine.
He also took an acid bath, though.
Oh, that's
acid
true.
Is pretty bad for you.
Ew.
Just like for your body parts and stuff. It's recommended that
was
don't
Nickelodeon
take an
slime.
bath.
What are you talking about?
That was Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, but he also took acid in the second movie. He survived acid in the second movie.
Wait, did he?
Oh, okay. He did? I don't remember.
Oh,
when he was raving.
Nice. His second exposure to acid. That's hilarious. I was like, wait, did he take an acid? That's a good one. That's a good one.
Spoons. No, I also thought Brett and I both like looked at each other and kind of started laughing when they started doing the Paul Walker Fast and the Furious 7 montage where they didn't do the song, but it's been a long day without you, Venom.
So cringe.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. It was so stupid. That montage was so dumb.
It was so cringe, man.
There was a tonal shift even in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because like so much of the soundtrack was like cool, like 70s, 80s rock. And then it like became very modern, and it was sort of just like, oh, I guess you weren't trying to like cultivate an aesthetic, an audio aesthetic at all.
Yeah, you weren't trying to build a vibe with that, I guess, but good songs.
I want to know whose idea was to make Memories the song that ends the Venom trilogy, because I would have never guessed in a million years that like the Venom trilogy was going to end like that.
Yeah, no, me either. Not at all.
They honestly should have saved all that stuff for the credits, like we saw with a Deadpool.
Yeah.
That would have been like a nice little like, hey, like, here's the memories that we went through, and like, that's a really nice. But like, having a whole scene is just like,
it was just cheeseball as fuck.
I did like that he went to the Empire State Building without
Statue
Venom.
of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. Sorry, I
Same
did like
difference.
that he went to Statue of
Wrong
Liberty.
monument.
But yeah, that was a really nice moment. Because like it also helps. I mean, for those who aren't really like into the whole like Marvel, like they don't really know as much as we do about like the whole difference between Marvel Studios and Sony. It's like, hey, that's not the same Statue of Liberty that Peter Parker and all the other Spider-Men were on in No Way Home.
Yeah, no, it is not. That is not the same one.
So it's just like, hey, this is a different universe. So like, please stop thinking that these movies are directly connected. And also the beginning of the movie shows them leaving the MCU, which in a completely different way than actually happened in No Way Home.
Yeah,
which is super
in a
weird.
completely fucking different way. And I was just like, do you guys, like, I swear to God, they don't even talk to each other. Like nobody has a group chat between Marvel and Sony, and they need one. They need a group chat. They need to all get on board. They need a spreadsheet of what happened, like something, because it was a completely different fucking scene. Also, where the fuck is Michael Keaton in all this? Where is Michael Keaton? What happened to him? Where is the Vulture?
Seriously, like, hopefully we see the Vulture again in Kraven, but like, if we don't, then like, what was the point of any of that, bro? Like, just
what was
put him back
I
into.
think it's fine. I think we're fine. I like. Let it pass. It doesn't need to exist.
Just let it go. Just
Just
forget
keep him
about
there.
that.
Then we'll just forget about him. It'll either be Kraven or Beyond the Spider-Verse, because he is technically an anomaly. So like they could just like grab him and be like, hey, we're going to put you back to the MCU because we fucked up.
Hey, we're putting you back. We're sorry we dragged you to the shitty side of the franchise. We'll send you home now. We'll send you home to where the money is.
It's so funny how like Knull destroying the world was like this big threat when we're just like, we're okay if the Sonyverse, the Venomverse goes. Because like,
if, you know what?
I was kind of hoping that's how the movie would end. Knull would get the codex and then take over the Sonyverse and then be like, we have other multiverses to conquer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been a really dope ending.
That would have been sick. That would have been a dope ass ending. A very sad ending that all of those lovely people died in that universe, but way better and way more like high stakes.
Yeah, but it could be Venom sacrificing himself and like somehow getting Eddie to exit his universe.
Throw him back into the MCU or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw him back. Just toss him.
Actually, that would have worked perfectly because like Eddie Brock would then go to New York, become the newspaper guy, and then like maybe then Peter will do the same thing possibly in Spider-Man 4 so that they can like, you know, meet and like he can hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. And like, you know, then
journalist
all the characters
on journalist hate. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in a superhero movie.
Then that would have perfectly been a great setup for Secret Wars because then like all the universes are going to die anyway. So like you might as well start with the Sonyverse and then like reboot it all post Secret Wars. But like Sony's just not thinking that far, which is fucking ridiculous.
My most toxic trait is that I truly believe that we could, the three of us and Tommy, we could fix the Sonyverse if they let us.
1000%.
If they let us have like 5 fucking minutes in that writer's room, we could fix the Sonyverse. Like, I know what needs to happen. I know what you need. Please just let me.
Bro, okay, I had this idea on Twitter. If I was going to do Venom 3, I would literally cross it over with Men in Black, because I don't know if like a lot of you guys know this, but Men in Black used to start as a Marvel comic. It was a Marvel comic originally.
Oh,
so like,
I didn't know that.
Oh my God. So like, it's perfect for this movie where like we have this like secret like alien organization, like having all these symbiotes. We could have just made it the Men in Black, have Eddie team up with Will Smith, and like he'll be Agent V and Agent K or whatever. And like, it would have been so Agent J, and it would have been so great. It would have been so freaking dope. And like, it would have been a fun little action comedy.
MT, we could have a symbiote pug.
Exactly.
Of Frank and Men in Black.
Exactly.
We could have Venom pug.
We could have had so many Venom aliens for the Men in Black. It would have been so funny.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, I need this to happen. This is the crossover that the world needs to happen. Venom Black.
Exactly. And this movie was all about the King in Black, so like it's literally perfect, bro.
Dude,
like,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sony, come on, man.
Sony,
get your shit together.
You. Let us fix you.
We can fix you.
I can fix him. No, really, I can.
Another thing that bothered me about the movie is I hated the weight of the xenophages. Like,
yes.
They felt like CGI. They like when that one like rocketed onto the goddamn airplane, it was like the airplane was fine. And it's just like, no, just a little bit of turbulence.
That's how you know it wasn't a Boeing, baby. Because if it was a Boeing, that thing would have taken it all the way the fuck out.
Seriously.
The alien would have landed and one little like bolt would have fallen off the plane and the whole thing would have exploded if it was a Boeing. So thank God it was not a Boeing.
That would have made a great action sequence if the plane did, you know, like get exploded or like, you know, get sort of like damaged in some way. Because then like Venom would have to save everyone.
People.
Xenophage, like that would have been fucking rad.
That's the craziest part about this movie is that the people in that airplane were like, whoa, what was that? I don't know. And then they made their connecting flights at their next destination and they have no fucking idea what happened because the plane was fine. The plane was fine. It's not like it crashed. It's not like it caught on fire. It's not like nothing happened. So I 100% believe that there's an entire airplane full of people who are just like, well, that was a weird little bump. Anyways, back to Destin, Florida. Am I right, ladies? Let's go. Bachelorette weekend. Like,
does Sony own an airline? Because maybe that was just like supposed to be like propaganda.
Yeah, maybe. The Sony
Product
Pictures
placement.
airline. The only movie that you're allowed to watch on board is Morbius. It's every screen on the airplane. It's only playing Morbius
Airways. My
Morbius
God.
Air.
Yeah, like that's actually a good question. I wonder if they had like some type of brand deal or something. Brand deal.
A brand deal with an airplane.
Yeah, like a product placement type of deal with like an airplane company. Who knows? In terms of like, the post-credit scenes, obviously like the first post-credit scene was with the Knull just again sitting on his chair being like, I'm coming, even though I just lost. I'm still coming for some reason.
I'm still coming though. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it. The GPS might have turned off, but I still got MapQuest printed out on paper directions and I can figure it out. I can solve this. I don't need an air tag on my symbiote. I can solve it with a compass, just like Christopher Columbus once did, that asshole.
How do you guys think Knull is going to get out and begin his siege on the cosmos?
He's got to get another key. Also, why don't the dragons help him get out? Aren't they like his babies? Aren't they like his little hive mind babies? Why don't they help him?
Seriously, like if they're all inside and they eat symbiotes, just eat your way out, bro.
Yeah, just eat your way. Yeah, that's what I always say. Eat your way out, baby.
That's
how you get out of any sticky situation. Am I right?
Nice.
Oh, wow. Venom Horse's tongue is back, and now it's not.
Literally, Venom could have been swimming in the women, man. If Eddie just let him.
Swimming in the women. If he used his tongue for good instead of evil, there is no limit to what Venom could accomplish in the bedroom.
Exactly. My God, so selfish, Eddie. Do you guys think that it's going to be, Tom Holland, Peter Parker, that forges the new link with his symbiote, and he'll be able to hop in and grab him?
I think it's time for a black suit Spider-Man again.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I am down for that.
I'm down for black suit Spider-Man. Let's do it.
It's definitely time. It's been 20 years either way.
Bring me Topher Grace on a silver platter and put him in a suit.
I really want to see Topher Grace return in Spider-Man 4.
He was so fucking good as Eddie Brock. God, please kill Peter Parker. It's just so fucking funny. It's the best part of that whole movie.
If it wasn't for Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, that Venom would be the biggest hater in Spider-Man history. But Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio is hater. In my opinion, the biggest Spider-Man hater in live action.
Oh, top tier hater, because he was also an Iron Man hater. He hated
exactly.
Both of them.
He hated everyone. This was a major hater.
All of them. And we know he's a hater because of what he did to Taylor Swift, too. So I don't like the way that Mysterio treated Tom Holland or Taylor Swift.
SMH.
Not for me.
Come on. Fake ass Mysterio.
I don't know how they're going to break him out, though, because I feel like the Codex thing, they can't do that again because it'll just be the same movie if they do it again. So there has to be another key.
It seems like the keys are so easy to make, though.
They do. It does seem like it's really easy to make a key.
Like in that final scene, I was just like, oh, are they going to turn into the key? Are they going to turn into the key? Is the key not going to be Venom?
Who knows?
I think there's going to be a key again. I think that cockroach is going to make a key.
Cockroach key.
He kills the cockroach and then brings it back to life. It's like, nah, you're my key. The cockroach key.
That was easy.
I do like that the cockroach has lightning powers now. Now the cockroach has the same powers as the Flash.
Dude, imagine you just chilling in your house and you see a super fast cockroach on your wall. It's just like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Nope, terrifying. No, thank you. And then you see that same cockroach catching babies that fell out of a building midair. He's just catching, the cockroach is catching every baby, every CGI baby.
A cockroach would microwave a baby.
It would.
True.
Without hesitation.
It would. Absolutely would.
Well, we also have to consider, remember at the beginning of the movie when we first met Rex Strickland, he got the little goo at the bar, a little bit of Venom goo. So maybe that Venom goo might be the next key, because technically there is a black symbiote still on the planet, and it could technically just latch its way onto anybody, much like it's going to the one in 616 is going to latch onto Peter Parker. So like maybe we might get a Flash Thompson in this universe.
Ooh, we could.
Who knows? Yeah, technically there is still an avenue for a Knull to sort of like emerge in the Venomverse, but it also could technically happen in another universe. Who knows?
The multiverse is complicated, you guys. There's so many multiverses. I need
I
help.
know.
It's ending soon.
It's ending so soon. Like I'm very excited because like I really want another Spider-Man movie that isn't multiverse related because like it's just I'm done with multiversal Spider-Man stuff. Like let's just move on. Like it's okay. Like it's fun that we got like the Spider-Verse stuff, but like come on. It's done.
I think it's so funny that just like culturally we all decided to just get really obsessed with the multiverse as a concept like over the past 10 years, because then obviously you have shit like Rick and Morty, you have shit like Adventure Time, you have like other like multiverse related properties, and there was just so many of them pushed at us for so long that I don't know if I can speak for you guys, but I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say I have fucking multiverse fatigue. I have seen way too much multiverse content, and it's getting a little old. It's not bad. I still love Rick and Morty. It's still my favorite show. I still love the MCU, but I'm ready to wrap up the multiverse saga. I think I'm done.
Like, yeah, I definitely think that a very long break from anything multiverse related would definitely be wise. I do like the idea of like two different properties like crossing over. Like I love a good crossover.
Absolutely.
So
I
like
love crossovers.
I like, multiverse stuff to, stay in the background a little bit just in case we want to see a cool crossover.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, like I don't want to see another multiverse saga. I don't want like another Spider-Verse trilogy. For a long time anyway. I don't know. I need a break. I need to like keep things local.
100% agree. Yeah, let's just keep things in our own backyard for a minute. Hey boys, you want to let's just have it. Let's just stay at home for a little bit. Let's have a night in for once in the MCU.
But like all in all, like I know we don't really do ratings on, anything, but like what out of 10? Like, what would you guys rate Venom?
I already told you. On a scale of 1 to Morbius, I give it like a 5.
A 5?
So like it's not the worst Sony movie I've ever seen. That would be Morbius. But it's definitely not my favorite Sony movie. So I think it was a solid right in the fucking middle for me, because I had fun. I didn't hate it. I didn't like leave the theater angry that I saw it or anything like that.
That's
I had a nice time.
I was pissed after Morbius. I was like, why did I waste my time doing this shit, man?
I was pissed after Morbius. I was like, why the fuck did I just waste my life on that fucking movie? I will never get those 2 hours back ever again.
God.
Ever again. And I didn't feel like that about Venom. I'd watch it again. Like if we were having like a little movie marathon and someone was like, throw on Venom 3, I'd be like, sure, put it on there, boys, whatever. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. It was aggressively fine.
Yeah, it's a fine movie. I think a 5 is probably fair. I liked a lot of portions of it as just like entertainment, not so much. I don't think cohesively it makes any sense. But like the thing with these Venom movies is the heart's always there. And I mean, it really is just Tom Hardy and Venom that are,
and they have the best chemistry,
so
and it's great. I love them together.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like a 5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Nice.
How about you, MT? What's
I
your
mean,
rating?
like I originally gave it a 6.9 on Twitter, but like a couple of days after, 69. But after like a couple more days,
I gave it a 4.20. You know what I'm saying?
The O is very important.
That's the only way to enjoy it, Whitney.
That's the only way to enjoy it is with a 420. Absolutely.
That's how I saw Venom 2, and I love Venom 2 for those reasons.
You were stoned for Venom 2. They should have just handed out at the beginning of Morbius so that we could all black out, immediately enter a hole, never think about that movie again.
Oh my God. The Morbius. The Morbius bucket.
Yeah, the Morbius bucket. Yes.
You guys are very funny, but we are on YouTube.
So we can't say the K word.
Sorry, it's a horse medicine. We can't say the name of a horse medicine anymore.
You're right.
You're Venom Horse.
You can't.
You're Venom Horse. It's for horses.
Yes, it's only horse drugs.
Only for horses.
But ever since then, my rating has gone down to probably like I would say like a 6. Like, it's still like in the 6 range, but like not 6.9.
9 points.
It's just like I really enjoyed some of the cool action sequences. Like when there was really cool action moments that I'm just like, oh, that's kind of rad. When the symbiote was secretly in that the black lady scientist, and it's like it just like came out of her. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool! Like I was not expecting that. And like some of the symbiote tricks that the symbiote Power Rangers were doing, I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I do like that. Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I give it a solid 6.
I genuinely loved so much the Venom Horse scene. And I'm not just saying that because I am technically married to Venom Horse.
Once again, I don't know who you are.
All right, we'll talk later. I'll give you my number. Maybe you're interested, maybe you're not.
Hey, what that tongue do, buddy? What that tongue do?
What that tongue do?
Let her know.
What it do? Gotta find out. Better find out. I think that any time a movie uses "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, it is going to be the best scene in that movie, whatever it is. And it was true for me in this one. I had so much fun. I was like in the theater just like, like it was, oh man, I love that song so much. And I loved that it was playing during the horse scene with the galloping and the tongue hanging out and the horse mane blowing in the breeze. I think that was honestly my favorite part. That part of the movie was written for me. I was the target audience. I was the target audience.
I did enjoy that a lot. Like that was really, really fun. Kind of wish the whole movie was like that fun, but like, you know.
I know. But there were some really solid like jokes and references in there. Like some of my favorite jokes, the fucking swingers line got me when he's walking in and he's just like, Eddie, we're so money, baby, and we don't even know it. I was dying. That made me laugh so hard. I loved it when Tom Hardy put the suit on and Venom was like, you look like you could be sexiest man of the year, because Tom Hardy was sexiest man alive on People magazine one year and he wore a suit exactly like that. So I was like, oh, that's such a great joke. And then my third favorite joke was when they were at like the campsite and they were talking to like the little girl and she says, oh, he's going to be like one of those like murderous hitchhiker serial killers. And she goes, from My Favorite Murder podcast. And there's a podcast called My Favorite Murder. So I'm pretty sure that was a reference to, which is also one of my favorite true crime podcasts. I'm a big My Favorite Murder fan. Stephen Ray Morris, if you're watching this, shout out. You're really cool. You made a great show back in the day when you worked there. I love My Favorite Murder. I thought that was a fucking really clever joke because it feels like one of those like niche little inside jokes that not a ton of people will get. But I got it and I loved it. And that was also a joke written for me.
Oh my God. My favorite part was when Venom slapped that dude for pissing on his leg. He's just like, what the fuck? He just whips out.
You can't give somebody a piss foot and not get slapped. I'm slapping anyone who gives me a piss foot.
I also really enjoyed the dance sequence with Mrs. Chen.
I love Mrs. Chen. She was great.
Mrs. Chen is the best.
She was so much fun. Like, she had no use in this movie.
No use whatsoever.
Sense for her to be there. But like, I'm so glad they got her involved.
Mm-hmm.
She just showed up, gambled, and looked hot, and that was all they needed her for. And I support that.
When did you guys learn how to do that?
when did you guys have time to practice that?
That's so funny. The only part that I didn't like about that moment is just like they're on the run from the xenophages. So like, why would you transform?
Why would you transform? Just for ABBA? Come on, we all love ABBA, but I wouldn't turn on Find My iPhone if there was a giant.
You wouldn't risk it all for ABBA?
I wouldn't. I'm so sorry. David Bowie, yes. Queen, yes. ABBA, I don't think I'd risk it all. I think I'd risk about half of it. I'd risk about 50%.
But all in all, yeah, this movie was pretty okay, pretty fine. I had a good time.
It was a movie. Guys, we saw a movie. Look at us. Look at us. We saw one. And it happened and it was a movie.
Pals, what did you think of the movie? Let us know.
Let us know in the comment section down below.
Tell us the things you hated. Tell us the things you love. Tell us the things you want more of, because we want to hear from you. We need your opinions. This movie was so fucking ridiculous. I really want to hear what you guys think about it. So please, please, please tell us. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you have the notifications on, because we're going to be dropping Agatha next week for the finale of Agatha, and you don't want to miss that.
Oh, yes.
We love you, pals. Take care of your pals. Be good to your pals. Check in on your pals. And we will see you next time. Venom out.